Hello everyone, and welcome to another day of adventures with Wes and Jeff. I am in Indiana Dunes National Park, just in the northwestern part of Indiana, and along the lake shore of Lake Michigan. Bugs. Anyway, I am on the Dune Trail, the Dune Ridge Trail, and this is only 0.7 of a mile, so like 7 blocks, not too far. But it's really interesting because this is natural. This is just sand and from the dunes, and all of this vegetation, all this forest is growing up through the sand. So it's taken many, many years, but it has taken hold and it's converting into forest. So I wanted to take this little hike and just take in all this beautiful forest that is actually growing on top of the sand dunes here. So whatever you're doing today, get out and enjoy the great outdoors. It's a great place to be. So diverse. I mean, last week we were in Alaska. This week I'm in Indiana, taking in the nature and the natural beauty of our national parks. Whatever you're doing today, get out and enjoy it. Do something that makes you smile. Hello everyone, and welcome to another day of adventures with Wes and Jeff. And it's Wes this time, and I am in the state of Indiana, in the northwestern part of Indiana, on the shorelines of Lake Michigan at a place we call Indiana Dunes National Park. And this is the fishing pier that goes all the way out to the end. And this is Lake Michigan, and it's at sunset. So I was trying to get a really cool picture of the sunset over the dunes here at Indiana Dunes National Park. You flip the camera around and get you a shot of the sunset over and the skyline of Chicago. So this is the fishing pier. There's a few people out on it because it's a nice day. It's been in the 80s, but it's cooling off. There's the sunset over the lake. There's some of the beachgoers just catching the last little bit of the beach hours. It's been a warm one, so they're out on the beach enjoying the cool waters of Lake Michigan. There's the dunes there, some of the dunes. It's 15 miles of national park here that's to protect this area from development. It was they started back in 1899 actually to protect this area, this 15 miles of dunes, and because they didn't want steel mills and industrial places like what's right there. That's a big steel mill that is already established here, so the national parks worked around it. It's been here before, but it would have completely been developed if not for the conservation efforts of making this a national park. It was a national seashore or a lake shore before that, but just gorgeous views. Nice little sunset going on. Let's see if I can zoom in on the skyline of Chicago. There it is. Across the lake is a skyline, a massive skyline of one of our larger cities here in the United States, Chicago. Been there a couple times. I was growing up. So this is Indiana Dunes National Park, and like I said, it's 15 miles long on Lake Michigan. We got a little lighthouse on the end of this, just to protect the shoreline so the boats don't crash into these huge rocks that are built up here. There's a couple boats out on the lake. I saw a sailboat. Actually, we flew over it. So they've got a little place you can get a meal, sit and enjoy the afternoon or the sunset here at Indiana Dunes National Park. And pretty interesting. I'm gonna take some hikes tomorrow morning and try and do the 3 dune challenge. Dunes as tall as 195 feet. So you can hear the crashing water. It's almost like this body of water is almost as large as a big sea. So it doesn't matter. It still has a crashing waves there, and people fish along here, and there's like an area here that has a little bog little area. So there's a boat crossing the sunset there. Sunset, and this is August the 1st, 2022. So whatever you're doing today, get out and enjoy the great outdoors. It's a beautiful place. It's very diverse, and they're enjoying a sunset cruise themselves out on Lake Michigan. A couple other boats out there. Sun's getting low on the horizon. Welcome to another day of adventures with Wes and Jeff. Well, actually just Wes today. I am at Indiana Dunes National Park, and that's in the northwestern part of Indiana, just south of the shoreline of Lake Michigan. And to my surprise, I have a guest. And all you rodeo folks that I know, me as Wild Wild West, our good friend Roz Campbell is here, and she is enjoying the park with me today. There's Roz. Say hi, Roz. Okay, we are actually touring Shellberg Farms, and the Shellberg Farm was built back in the 1850s by Swedes that moved out here from local Chicago, and they started farming this area. So they've restored it. There's the old barn there, and they put some chickens in their little chicken hut. They raised several livestock. They had cattle, they had swine, they had chickens, they had all the stuff to sustain them back in the days in the 1850s. And they made, as Roz just said, they made maple syrup, just like the Native Americans did back in the day, from the maple trees. And the maple that they extract from those trees is immense. I mean, it'll fill like a couple 5-gallon buckets, but it doesn't really start to produce the maple until the fall, till the first freeze. I was just learning that from what I was reading here. But here's the old farm. This is the farmhouse, and they've restored it back to the way it used to be. They used a lot of brick back in the day because it was very sturdy. It got winds through here. They had tornadoes, I guess. They had strong winds, but they've restored this Shellberg Farm. It's Chellberg, the Swedish people that moved here from Chicago back in the 1840s and 50s. And so they lived in this area, and they farmed this area, and now it's a national park. But they have the old windmill here, and they have the old Bailey homestead that we'll visit next, and that is actually older than what the Swedes built here back in 1850s. So, and here's the Swedish family, of course, their old-time photo, and some of the horses and things that they used for the farm implements back in the day. So, whatever you're doing today, get out and enjoy the great outdoors. These national parks are a treasure, and you need to get out and see the uniqueness of each and every one of them, like Roz and I are doing today. Roz is joining me today on a little hike to Mount Baldy, which is one of their larger dunes here at Indiana Dunes National Park in the northwestern part of Indiana. And we are hiking along this trail. It's lots of greenery, and it's starting to get humid on us, but we're gonna make it out to Lake Michigan, the shoreline, and where the huge dunes are here at Mount Baldy. There's actually several dunes, and some of them reach the height of 195 feet. So that's like almost a 20-story building. So it's amazing. Roz and I were just talking about that there's actual sand dunes in the Midwest here in Indiana, along the shoreline of Lake Michigan. But you know, that lake is part of the Great Lakes, and there's some of the largest freshwater sources in the world, and they've been here a long time. So the Lake Michigan acts like a sea. I mean, it's so huge that it has that wave action, and it creates all of this sand that is immense. How you doing today? So, national park goers, everybody's always so friendly. That's one of the best things about being in our national parks and hiking and seeing some of these things, is that everybody's so nice, and they're environmentally friendly, and they pick up trash and they try and preserve it for the next person coming along. So we are hiking up. We can't hike on to Mount Baldy today. They have it closed off, but we are hiking up to the lake view, as well as to Mount Baldy, and we're coming up on it. I'm gonna flip the camera around because there's Lake Michigan. Hi, how you doing? That's a good pup. How you doing there, pup?
He's tired.
Tired, yeah. The sand's hard to walk in, huh? So here is the overlook. Here's the overlook. We got some beach goers. We have, looks like, I don't know if they call them Coast Guard, but some kind of security ship out there. And people are enjoying the beach. Here's Mount Baldy off to the right. These huge sand dunes that are on this 15-mile stretch of this national park called the Indiana Dunes National Park. It's 15 miles long. It's on 15,000 acres, so kind of small for a national park. But and then it became a park in 2019, so not too long ago. It was our 61st national park in the system. So Roz made it. Yay, Roz! She made it up the dune so that we can get this fabulous view of Lake Michigan, and it does look like an ocean. You can't see the other side, except for on a clear day you can see across to the west to Chicago skyline and some of the southern parts of the shoreline. But so it's yeah, like I said, it's getting a little humid on us today, but we're surviving. It's kind of a steep drop off there, so and it's not the best footing because it is sand, right? So, but people are swimming out in the, I wouldn't say ocean, because, you know, we're from California, so everything that's a big mass water is always the ocean, but this is Lake Michigan. It's got some wave action going on, and it sounds like an ocean with the waves, is what Roz is saying. So I'm very fortunate to have Miss Roz Campbell with me today. She's doing some national parks. Yeah, it's so cool to be able to spend some time with her and enjoy what we both enjoy, which is national parks and seeing some of the national monuments and different things in the area. I don't see a lifeguard here, but that's definitely some kind of security boat or patrol of some type. I don't know if they call it Coast Guard in the Great Lakes, but there's some watercraft out there. But,
I'm not going down there.
Yeah.
Going down, you gotta go.
Yeah, so Roz has already passed on climbing down to the beach, but I'm going to climb to the base of it so we can get a picture of Mount Baldy. Hike down to the bottom of Mount Baldy. So this is a huge sand dune that is on the lakeshore here at Indiana Dunes National Park, and some beach goers. And here is Lake Michigan. That's Roz up at the top. She didn't want to hike down to the bottom because she would hike back up. I don't blame her. This sand is kind of challenging in order to navigate. But whatever you're doing today, get out and enjoy the great outdoors. Oh, I wanted to show you. Well, there's a nuclear plant. See, right here at a national park, they have a freaking nuclear plant. You know, they had to preserve this, and it took them quite a while, and they still, you know, it is along the lake, so it has its resources, so they are utilizing those. But this is Indiana Dunes National Park, and this is Mount Baldy.